Oh, YouTube, thank you for tuning into my channel. I've been making a lot of videos lately because I've had several days off. I've been sick. I've actually came close to death. Um, my blood sugar went out of control and almost put me in a coma. Yay, sugar. Anyway, I'm going to be answering a question I was given to me actually in person, not online. You will find a lot of people in metaphysical shops and meditation talking about the white light, visualize a white light of protection. Now, when I was starting out, especially when I was a Christian, I believed this was bullcrap. How can a white light bubble of protection protect you? You see, I was under the paradigm that everything was underneath a fiat declaration of protection. Fiat declaration, basically meaning an authority says so. Therefore, demons left because God said so. Demons left because I invoked Michael the Archangel. That kicked their ass in heaven the first time. Therefore, he has authority over them now. If you follow a Greek pantheon, negative entities that are bugging your household that are associated with the underworld, you would have invoked Persephone or maybe Hades. If it was an elemental spirit, you'd probably invoke Zeus because elemental spirits were associated with Titans. And he had the authority over Titans because he whooped their ass, right? A fiat declaration. Somewhere, someone or something of authority gets something done because they have the authority to do so. That's how I thought it worked all the time. However, science made me a better pagan. At first, it made me a better Christian, and then it made me a better pagan when I realized the full claim, as above, as below, what you bind on earth, you bind in heaven, as Christians would say. You see, on earth, we have vibrations and environments that things that are not conducive to certain things. And in this video, I'm going to use a 5th grade science experiment to show you how the white body of protection that people use in meditation works without invoking a specific deity. All right, perfect example. I'm going to use salt. Salt, in the ancient world, obviously people did not 100% understand why, because it dried out stuff, but they didn't understand 100% why. Meat left around salt did not rot and did not smell the same way as if it didn't. You see, people associated, just like we do today, negative things with negativity. So when they smelt a negative smell, something that was nasty, or even a visual sight, they associate it with something evil. Okay, so they smelt rotting a carcass, and obviously an evil spirit may have that same smell. Salt removed the rotting step of the rotting meat, so they didn't smell the rotting meat. They didn't. So salt was considered a form of preservative, a form of protection. People who lived around salty oceans and coastlines discovered when they exposed their open wounds to the ocean that they would heal a little bit quicker. So salt got associated with healing and protection and health. Now, I do believe as above, as below in the greatest sense. Therefore, in nature, we tend to see things that are colored, brightly colored, often being very poisonous. So animals, leave them the hell alone. You would think, well, because they're bright colored, they would stand out more, thus be attacked. This would not be good for evolution in theory, but the evolution states that these brightly colored animals are poisonous. Therefore, the red bugs, brightly red bugs, the birds leave them alone. It's like a warning symbol or signal. I believe much like this in our consciousness, when evil spirits are in the room or something that deals us harm, we will see them as grotesque creatures because this is our psychology, our spirit, telling us that this is not a beneficial entity. So most people do not see spirits, they feel their presence. So the next best step would be smell or a disgusting feeling that you would feel. These feelings are warning signs given to us by the natural selection process of the spirit, where we look at spirits that are beneficial, they smell good, they are warmth and comforting. Evil spirits, the opposite. So salt is a perfect example of this. Here we have an egg set in water. It sinks because the egg is denser than the water around it. Now, when you focus energy to increase its vibration, what happens to the environment, do you think? It becomes thick with energy. If it's the object or a surrounding body or environment, it becomes thick. You have, that's the root word of sanctify, to set apart, to make it more than the mundane. So when you bless an object or bless an area, that's exactly what you're doing. You're setting it apart from the outside. You're creating an isolated environment on an object or within your area of influence. So here we have the same amount of water with an egg mixed with salt water. As you see, the egg without the salt water falls. The egg that has been put in the water that has protective agents thicken the environment, thicken the habitat or the place of my influence. Now, it just so happens salt was used to do this. Now, I don't necessarily believe that the egg is floating because of magic. No, it's floating because of science. But as above, as below, what's true here scientifically and can be seen and observed is also true on the other side. So salt has made the water more dense. And what is it doing? Pushing against what is not as dense. So when you create a sphere of white light, golden white light of protection without invoking a deity, how does it work? Your personality, your person, your spirit has elevated itself. And just like the evil spirit or the negative influences, it can't stay. It's injected out because the environment becomes non-conducive to its environmental needs. That's simple. When you create an environment of higher vibration, even if you don't invoke a god or spirit to do so, what you're actually doing is creating an environment that is not conducive to negativity and is thus ejected because the environment becomes too vibrational, which pushes out the lower vibrations. This is trying to explain how blessings of sacred space and objects work scientifically without using a fiat declaration. So this is how your meditative white light that you protect yourself affects you without having to appeal to a divine authority. Okay. Thank you for watching. Click like and subscribe.